Good morning and a warm welcome to your show, Sunny Mornings in Encinitas. I'm your host, Melissa, and it's Friday, May 17th. Coming up on today's show, we'll get into the surf report and the weather outlook. Then we'll jump into some local news and a few interesting happenings in business, science, and entertainment. But first, you'll be interested to know 70 years ago, today in 1954. Lawyer Thurgood Marshall scored a landmark victory as the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously ruled in Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka that racial segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. So now you know. And now you know what time it is. It's time for the surf report. Expect a fun weekend of surf with stomach-to-shoulder-high waves on Saturday, building to head-high surf on Sunday with occasional 1 to 2 feet overhead sets. The southwest swell will continue into Monday, bringing chest-to-head-high waves. Mornings will see cleaner conditions with light offshore wind, shifting to onshore wind in the afternoons, bringing bumpier conditions and increasing in strength. Friday in Encinitas and North County. It's looking good and clean at 3 to 5 feet until 10 a.m. After that, it's looking pretty choppy until sunset. Best time to ride is at 7 a.m. with a 3-foot outgoing tide, when the west swell is 2 feet at 17 seconds, and the onshore wind is 3 miles per hour. The first high tide Friday will be 4 feet at 6 a.m. with a 1-foot low tide at 12:30. The nearshore buoy at Scripps in La Jolla reads 64 degrees for the water temperature. Checking out the weather in the Encinitas area. This morning, it's cloudy and feels like 61 degrees with 3 miles per hour wind. The sunset will take place at 7:42, and it will rise again tomorrow at 5:47. It looks like we're in for some patchy drizzle and fog before 11 a.m. It will be cloudy with a high near 63 and wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy with a low around 59. Looking ahead in the weather. This weekend will be mostly cloudy with highs near 63 degrees. Saturday will gradually become sunny. Next week will be cloudy with highs in the low 60s. Bonjour, food enthusiasts. This podcast is brought to you by Versailles Cafe and Pastries in Encinitas. Nestled on El Camino Real South, just north of Encinitas Boulevard, this cafe is a haven for culinary delights. Indulge in their amazing Eggs Benedict or their gluten-free crepes. You can grab a panini for lunch or just breeze on through to get your morning coffee. They are open every day from 8 to 5. So stop on by and don't forget to tell them Sunny Morning sent you. In local news, the Mexican Navy's tall ship, the Cuauhtémoc, has arrived in San Diego Bay and will be open for free public tours from May 17th to May 20th at the B Street Pier. The ship, which sailed from Acapulco with 261 crew members, serves as a training vessel and a cultural ambassador for Mexico. It will be in San Diego as part of a 7-month journey spanning 3 continents. The Cuauhtémoc, in its 41-year history, has visited over 228 ports in 73 countries. After San Diego, the ship will continue its voyage to Hawaii and then on to 10 more countries, including Japan, South Korea, and Australia. Now on to sports. Caitlin Clark's home debut for the Indiana Fever was overshadowed by Breanna Stewart's MVP performance, leading the New York Liberty to a 102-66 victory at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Stewart's dominant game, featuring 31 points, 10 rebounds, and multiple defensive contributions, highlighted the Liberty's strength. Clark had a solid outing with 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, but struggled against intense defensive pressure. Despite an early bucket that energized the crowd, Clark faced tough defense and limited scoring opportunities. The Fever's defensive struggles and challenging schedule have contributed to their 0-2 start, with upcoming games against top-tier teams. Last night in local sports, the Padres were off. But tonight, the Padres are on the road in Atlanta to take on the Braves. In top news, the Justice Department has uncovered a major identity theft scheme involving thousands of North Korean IT workers who stole American identities to secure remote tech jobs at Fortune 500 companies. This scheme generated significant revenue for North Korea, including for its weapons program, by exploiting the U.S. labor shortage and the rise of remote work. 3 individuals have been arrested in Arizona who facilitated the scheme. The Justice Department and FBI are collaborating with international partners and private companies to combat such fraud, emphasizing the need for stringent identity verification in hiring processes. In business news, in response to declining subscriber numbers, Comcast has launched a new streaming service bundle called Stream Saver, which includes Apple TV+, Netflix, and Peacock. This initiative aims to counter the trend of cord cutting, where consumers are abandoning cable TV in favor of streaming services. Comcast Chair Brian Roberts announced the bundle, emphasizing its competitive pricing and value addition for consumers. This move comes after Comcast reported significant losses in broadband and video customers in its first quarter earnings for 2024, with a 7% decrease in revenue from residential video subscribers. The new bundle is an effort to attract and retain customers amid the shifting media consumption landscape. In crypto movement, Bitcoin is now $65,500. Ethereum is $2,900. And Solana is $162. Moving on to a more local vibe. In our community spotlight on health and wellness, we are working with a national Pilates studio to bring you some free classes, so listen up. Check out Club Pilates, with several locations in the San Diego area. Pilates presents a comprehensive wellness approach, cultivating strength, reducing tension, and elevating mental well-being. Scientific research affirms its benefits. So now you can check out Club Pilates for a free class, with locations in Encinitas, Solana Beach, Oceanside, La Jolla, and more. Just be sure to tell them Sunny Morning sent you by. And now, back to the show. Let's talk tech. British engineering giant Arup has fallen victim to a $25 million deepfake scam involving a Hong Kong employee being tricked into transferring funds. The fraudsters used sophisticated fake voices and images to impersonate the company's CFO and other staff during a video call. Despite the significant loss, Arup confirmed that their financial stability and business operations remained unaffected, and their internal systems were uncompromised. This incident, under investigation by Hong Kong police, highlights the increasing frequency and sophistication of cyber attacks, such as deepfakes, invoice fraud, and phishing scams. Arup's global CIO emphasized the need for heightened awareness and vigilance against such threats. And in entertainment news, Francis Ford Coppola's long-awaited passion project, Megalopolis, premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, closing a chapter decades in the making for the legendary director. This 138-minute science fiction epic, inspired by Roman history, features Adam Driver as architect-scientist Cesar Catalina and Giancarlo Esposito as Mayor Franklin Cicero. Despite mixed critical reviews, with some finding it fascinating if chaotic, Megalopolis marks Coppola's return to Cannes competition for the first time since Apocalypse Now in 1979. The film, which has a star-studded cast and a $120 million budget, has yet to secure a U.S. distributor, but is expected to have a limited global release in IMAX theaters later this year. Well, alrighty, folks, it's time for the quote of the day. And today, our quote comes from the lawyer and civil rights activist, Thurgood Marshall. He said, "None of us got where we are solely by pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. We got here because somebody, a parent, a teacher, an Ivy League crony, or a few nuns, bent down and helped us pick up our boots." And that's a wrap for this morning. You can check out our Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for some captivating aerial videos with local news and the surf reports. Have an amazing weekend, my good friends. We'll see you Monday with another episode of Sunny Mornings in Encinitas.